Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, given the time you get to listen to this video. My name is Okone Elizabeth Friday. I'm a 500 level law student in the Federal University of Oyo in Nigeria. Okay, so today I want us to talk about the hidden truth about being a direct entry student, which no one else tells you, no one have ever told you about it. And should I call it for me? I would love to rephrase it by saying the side effects. Like, I would like to hit the nail on the head, calling it the side effect of being a direct entry student, because I think the demerit of being a direct entry student outweighs that of the merit. Yeah, I know it makes you start from 200 level and all of that. However, the actually side effect which has a role to play in your CGPA at large. So before we get to it, I know that you already have an ND, OND, HND before you decide that you want to go into the direct entry, the normal program itself. Well, okay, I would love to use my own discipline, which is law. So before you now decide you want to obtain an LLB, which is the normal program, I went in as a yes, as a direct entry student. I had my OND, which is ordinary diploma in law. I first obtained my OND before I now apply for a direct entry program, which got me to my 500 level, which I am today. So my starting was not funny like my foundation. There's something about foundation which nobody have told you. Your foundation will determine what you graduate, if you're leaving the school with a first class or not. When I went into the university, I had this determination that I wanted to come out with a first class. But when I realized that I I got to accept my fate in my 400 level of second semester, my my foundation wasn't really something to be proud of when I look back. But then from my 300 level, I started having an A's, straight A's, not really straight A's, but you barely see a B and a C. I think in my 300 level, I did not have any C. Did I? I had one C, but then I had about um I can't really recall unless I check my phone, but I wouldn't want to be speculative. Okay, so let's go back to the topic of the day. Being a direct entry student, especially when you go in as a diploma student, you did diploma, you did not go in through let's say an ND, you didn't go in with the ND, or you didn't go in with basics, like some of my direct entry colleagues, they came in as basic students, and they were lucky enough to for their result to be uploaded on portals, so they did not offer 8 courses like us. You might say they only admitted, sorry, I use the word employment, it's not employed. They only admitted for diploma students in the entire section, like in my own set, 2026. So by going in, I'm with 2021. So they only admitted 4 diploma students, as if you did diploma, not as basics. I think they admitted up to about 20 or thereabout basic students. So as a diploma student, you're going to offer all of the courses all over again as a direct entry student who goes into the faculty through diploma. So doing all the courses, there will be a lot of crashes with your normal regular course outline. Like your normal regular colleagues will be having class, while the other one they are also having classes, and sometimes you even get to miss this and the only thing you do would be to write the exams, and sometimes for some tests that you were able to meet up the assignments, you miss some of them. So these are the effects I'm talking about. Remember, see, I'm speaking about the side effects of being a direct entry student. So you get to miss a whole lot of things. Imagine you're going only on the exam day to write exam. You really do not, maybe you didn't prepare well. Like, I could still recall the day I wrote my legal method, that was the same day I wrote Nigerian legal system exams. So I I prioritized the one of my immediate level, and I I tend to neglect that of the year one, which was the legal method. I thought maybe because I'm doing legal system, I was going to use that knowledge to write legal method. Please do not make that mistake I did. Do not prioritize any cause, leaving sidelining anyone. Just treat both of them side by side equally. That emphasize on all of them, like equally work on them, apportion the same effort to each of them. Just strategize your reading. Read this one, just apportion the same energy to this one, the same energy to this one. So I'm just talking about how my foundation was very bad. That was the mistake. Those are the mistakes I made in my year two as a direct entry student. You'll be offering 8 courses. You'll be offering 8 courses, while your colleagues will be offering 5 courses in the 200 level. So you'll be going attending class, attending this one, and you know that you wouldn't want to slide. You wouldn't want your colleagues to see you less, so you want to rock shoulders with them, like try to catch up with them and just be among these are your colleagues or not junior colleagues. So that was what I was doing. I prioritized the immediate class than my those year one courses I needed to do as a diploma student. So that affected my results at the end of the day. It reflected on them when the result came out. I didn't do well. I didn't do well. When I entered, I first had a second class, my first result in the university. When I checked the CGPA, I mean CGPA, not GPA. GPA showed I was on first class and second class upper, but my CGPA, which is what is counted, showed I was in second class lower, which was 3.45. 3.45 at the end of the day. So that was bad. I offer 8 courses, while my colleagues were doing 5 courses, like I said. So I think I've been able to cover a lot of them in that very well. So secondly, okay, so the second factor or the second side effect is the social gaps. That social gap. Under social gap, I would say that direct entry student, we often feel like when we went, like going in that first semester of you going in as a direct entry student, you feel like an alien, you feel like an outsider, an intruder into an already established friendships among colleagues, among your colleagues, because you're kind of, you don't know anything. You feel like an outsider in the terms of you don't know the patterns of certain exams, how a lot of questions are being answered, and who should you mingle with, who should you make friends with. You don't want to feel like you're taking someone's friend. I would say that, sorry to say, when I entered, I was that okay. My best friend now, who is still my friend now till when I will sign out, he will still be my friend. Okay, he's currently the president, the Lausanne president. So it's my academic bestie. When I came in, people tagged me, like they thought maybe his friends, like the set of persons he was being friend to before I went in, they started having issue with me. Some of them, they side talk, they said a whole lot of things. They see you as enemy and intruder. They see you as that homebreaker. So some persons were thinking where I was even having anything to do with him, but funny enough, I never and I will not. Where so okay, so is that social gap? Even lecturers, some students had already had this already established relationship with lecturers, and you're just going in. You feel so strange, and sometimes you feel so lost, and you don't even know who should you even make friends with, and all of that. So social gap is also number two side effect of being a direct entry student. Though I will still talk about the the merit of it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so number three is time pressure. Time pressure. Under time pressure, I would say that under time pressure, I would say that you have this tendency of how should I even read and catch up and build my CGPA and all of that, and because if you do not have a good foundation, you have a poor foundation, it will, if God is not on your side, honestly, you might not graduate well with a good result at the end of the day. Foundation, your foundation matters. I know, I know Bible say that greater is the end of a thing than the beginning. See, my dear, for me, I would say that greater is the starting of a thing, and also greater is the end of it. So, both of them, they matters. The ability for you to start strong and to finish strong. So, time pressure is also an attribute of side effect of being a direct entry student, because you have less time for you to prepare, less time for you to even read and build up your CGPA. You go lecture like offering 8 courses when your colleague, like, it's so painful. For me, I was always envy of them offering only 5 courses, reading for only 5 courses either. But you just be confused. You try to read for this one. Legal method. For those that offered legal method, they can agree with me or attest with me that legal method and legal system, they are more like they relate, they align to some extent. So you be confused which one should you place on the side of legal method and the ones you should take for legal system. So be having a lot of confusion. You'll be doing like do these other borrow courses. Then so yeah, you still do some borrow courses in year one. Why still doing some borrow courses in year two? So all those courses, it wasn't easy. So time pressure also have that effect, that side effect. So we should still add with that time pressure to still add to that before I move over to um the next topic. I will say that the next key factor. I will say that see your we the direct entry student, we have less time to build up your CGPA. So if your first semester, because everything is my first semester that deprived me that privilege of me leaving my leaving the university, or would be leaving the university with the first class. It's my first semester in the university. Generally, that's my year two, because that was the only my second level in my second semester, year two. I was I was already on second class upper, so I tried to sit up after seeing my result, but I never had any carryover. So in my district, okay, if you come unprepared for your first semester as a direct entry student, it will really, really affect you on the long run if God is not with you. So I would I will I would just advise you, if you're planning to come into the university as a direct entry student, you have to be over prepared. When your colleague, those ones coming in, when your colleagues in the 200 level with you, when they are preparing, they are using let's say 5 hours to prepare it themselves, like they are reading daily. You as a direct entry student, you should double tax yourself, double it, double that 5 hours to 10 hours. That's the only way. And these are the things I wish I had known as a direct entry student. I thought maybe it would just be easy. No, it's not. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. I'm actually not using this platform to brag about my performance, my academic performance in school, but then to tell, I'm actually using this platform to create awareness to maybe parents whose children are planning to go into the university through direct entry students, direct entry program, sorry. So if you're making plans, or even you watching this, you're making plan to go into the university through a direct entry program, I advise you that please, you have to sit up. Your first semester should be your most prepared semester ever. It's your first semester and your final year. Okay, as for me, for my discipline, I was in my first semester, year two. That's which year two, my first semester ever as a direct entry student. You know, we are starting from year two, not starting from year one. So my first semester would have been my most prepared semester, which I didn't know about it, and my year five also. So, like I say that I interchanged, or how should I say it? I tried to rephrase these words, like this Bible verse that says, "Greater." I think I have it written somewhere in my thing. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. For me, I will rephrase it and say that better is the beginning of a thing, and also better is the end of it, like I said before. So try to build your foundation very, very well. Just be over prepared for your first ever exams. You need that foundation to finish, because if you did not do it, if you don't have that good foundation, no matter how hard you try. I tried. My subsequent semesters in the university, all my results were perfect, like perfect. Most persons, if they were thinking I was already on first class, but I wasn't. My CGPA, okay, my GPA says I'm on first class. Well, that's 4.55. Why? What counts in the school is not your GPA, is actually your accumulated, that accumulative aggregate as your CGPA, which is my CGPA is 4.12. But let's see how far we can push. I'm just hoping. I have that desire. I'm still not giving up on leaving the university with my plan B option. My plan A was that first class, which deducing from my calculation, that wouldn't be foreseeable. But then my plan B, if I keep up the strength and the energy and the strategy, because there's one thing about you putting in the effort, but you don't know the strategy to follow, how to read and how to do your all of that. In my next video, I'll be speaking about how to manage stress as a direct entry student, how you can manage the stress if you're also working like me. You're at work. I'm also a student, and also as a final year student, you're also writing your projects, and you're doing a lot of series of assignments, and and presentations and all of this without burning out. So I'll speak on how to manage your stress and all of that. Okay. So okay, the next point is try not to have a carryover in all you're doing. Please do not have a carryover. Do not have a carryover. Why do I say so? Carryover might have this, would definitely, not might, would definitely have this effect of crashing with your upper level grades. Because you'll be trying to struggling to how to go back and have a receipt of that exams. And that will give you that least strength, the energy for you to prepare well for your upper or your levels ahead, or even the carryover course. So you just try, no matter how, instead pray for a D. I've had a D before. I'm not saying I'm proud to say, but it's better than me having an F. The D was in my that same first semester my foundation in school, and I never had that kind of grade again subsequently. Have never. My C was just once since then. So you'll see or twice since then. That's been A's, and I missed the opportunity of having on first and second semester having a parallel A's, straight A's. I miss those opportunities because I tried to underestimate, because I just say, oh, this or that one is simple. Please do not underestimate any course. Treat all courses, be it 2 credit loads, treat all of them equally. I said it before. Apportion the same strategy, the same energy across all of your courses. As a direct entry student, I will still say you are offering 8 courses, while your colleagues are offering 5 courses. So try to apportion the same energy across the 8 courses and read equally, prepare for them equally. Try not to have a carryover. That was what I said. Try not to have a carryover, because it will affect you in the long run. Okay, so I know I spoke about social gap, which was one of it. Then how can you merit names? How you can fit into that social gap, how you can bridge that social gap, is by you trying to. Yes, actually, some friends, some already established friendship. If you go in to try to make friends with them, some of them will see you as rival or their enemy or anything, or you coming to steal their friend away. But then don't give it. Do not give him. Whoever your spirit says you should make friend with. Okay, how did I choose my friend? I know I'm kind of deviating, but then all of this, if you had them together, you see this, you make sense. When I went in, the friend I met, the one person I met that day one, I tried to make friend with him, asked him question, then he answered me. I told him, I was honest with him. I was very blunt with him. I told him, please, I do not know my left and right. I'm just coming in and I'm kind of, the environment is strange to me and all of that. I'm having a call. It's not interrupts. So he said, please, I just want you to carry me by your hand, then show me around, tell me what to do, what I need to do, those courses I need to prepare for, and all of that. I don't know my way. Try to make friend. Then if you realize that, please observe. Why making friend? You all should also observe the person. If that person is not doing well in class, maybe by answering questions, it doesn't necessarily need to be a person that answers questions. Personally, I'm not a type that like to answer questions unless otherwise that question there's a mark attached to the question. That's when you see me take part in class participation. But outside that, I won't. even though I know the answer to the question, I rather choose not to speak. So if a person is a type that speaks, that answers questions, good. Even though he's not, try to ask him some things pertaining to his results, his previous results, because they already had. Don't forget, these persons, they've already seen their result. You've not seen anything. So there is an already established credence, I would say precedence already. So ask them questions into how was his performance, his or her performance, because I found myself to flow very much well in friendship with guys my opposite gender than male than same gender. So when I asked him, his results impressed me. So I was like, oh wow, that means I was actually led by the spirit to meet this person. So that was it. So make friends. Do not say, oh, there's social gap, I cannot. Or lecturers already know these people, so because of that, you should be an island of knowledge, or you should just try to walk alone. No, please don't do that. You will be lost. Yes, you need somebody that should be able to explain things if you don't understand, because when you go in that first time, my dear, no matter how smart you are, you will not understand it. If it is in my own field or my discipline, I can promise you, out of 10%, you will not understand 4%. So you need somebody that will also understand. As I understanding anything pertaining to law in my year 3, my year 2, I was total idiot. I was a total idiot. I didn't know anything. So these are the side effects of being a direct entry student. Maybe they are more. They are still more than that. So let's now speak about the merit of it. That's merits. The advantage of you being a direct entry student. Okay, so speaking about the advantage of you being direct entry student, because I would say, but remember, like I said before, the disadvantage of you being a direct entry student, personally, I would say it's outweigh the advantages. So one of it is that it gives you that liberty of you starting from 200 level. You skip 100 level. You do not start from 100 level. That's one. And sometimes some persons in some other university, they can start from some direct entry student. I learned that you could start from 300 level instead of 200 level. But personally, mine, I started from 200 level. So if advantage number 2 is that it gives you that speed of you concluding faster than the rest of the persons. Or maybe, okay, for instance, if you are people, so yeah, if you are some of the persons that maybe there are people at your village or anybody counting days and counting years for you, monitoring you, you will finish faster than their expectation. You finish faster than anybody around you, their expectation. People that didn't know that you started from direct entry student, you went in as a direct entry student. So you finish faster, and also it gives you that ability of you skipping 100 level. Thirdly, it gives you a stronger foundation, academic foundation. That's the third point. Why do I categorize this under advantage? Because still speaking from the angle of being a diploma student. Diploma, there's ND, HND, and all of that, OND, and basics. From the angle of a diploma student, you get to know some of the, like this law of evidence. We offer it in our year 2 diploma. We did some of the courses, the legal method I mentioned before. We did administrative law. That's a 200 level course. 200 or 300. I tend to forget something. Sorry. So 200 level. I'm sorry. Which other course? We did business law, which is an extension of company law. Also did even constitutional law, which you obviously would do it in your year 2 direct entry normal degree program. So all of those courses, it has given you that basic, that foundational basics that you need, that preliminary ideas of things you needed to know about it, so you will not they will not be so totally strange to you when you go into the program full time. So it gives it that stronger academic foundation. That's the third point. The fourth advantage of you being a direct entry student is it often gives you this opportunity of you knowing what you want. Okay, now, for instance, let me use a practical example of myself knowing what I wanted. Okay, first, I had when I went in, when I wrote my JAM first, I wrote JAM twice. When I first wrote my JAM, I did not have up to that cutoff marks. So I tried to change my this thing. I tried to change my course to linguistic, which I got it. But then someone told me about diploma in law. So I abandoned the admission immediately in linguistic to come do the diploma program. Me abandoning it, that is not, I wouldn't say that alone showed me that, oh, I really wanted to do law. I was still being indecisive. Do I really want to do law? I know growing up as a child from secondary school, I often used to advocate for people. I love speaking up for people. I love being voiced to the voiceless as a thing. I don't know about now if that is still in me, but we'll see. We'll get to know. So when you're in that, when I got into the diploma program, it gives me those basics. I said those basics, teaching, the lecturing, and all of that makes me, because I was still being like, today I will go to linguistic, try to do my screening over there, go for my screening. Tomorrow I will think, oh, should I really do this? Not until when I attended couple of lectures in the diploma program, I get to now decide. Not I wasn't indecisive anymore, and I concluded that, oh, I want to do this law. So it gives you that opportunity of you knowing what you want. So that was when I decided that, oh, I really want to do law. I want to become a future lawyer. So diploma also have all these roles to play, but then again, I'll keep saying that its advantages, the disadvantages of diploma program or direct entry students outweighs the advantages. You could argue with me, you could agree with me, disagree with me, but for me, I should say personally, it's based on my own personal conviction, not yours. So I think that's all, but they are not limited to what I listed. The advantages of being a direct entry student aren't limited to the listed and the explained options, and also the same thing applicable to the disadvantages of it. They are not limited to whatever I mentioned. There are still other disadvantages based on you watching this and based on some persons that will get to experience it. But if you use my video to sit up to try to avoid some of the things I wish I had known, then just try to inculcate them in whatever you're doing by reading, trying to prepare, portioning the same energy for both the year one courses you need to do some of them, and also your normal immediate courses in the level you are as a direct entry student. So it will help you. So at the end of the day, I think those are the persons that will come and argue with me that yes, truly you were wrong, that the disadvantages outweighs the advantages. You can come and argue that the advantages actually outweighs the disadvantages. I will listen, but before then, baby girl or Mr. Man, as I did, I'll be in law school, or I will be done, I'll be a practicing lawyer. So it was a pleasure making this video for you guys, and I do hope that you find this helpful. I hope it helps you in whatever you do in navigating your discipline as a direct entry student. I just hope on the long run it helps you. Okay, thank you very much. I still remain Elizabeth Okun Friday, a 500 level law student in the Federal University of Uyo. It was nice doing business with you, and thank you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification buttons for more videos, because next time I'll be speaking, like I said, I'll be speaking on how to manage stress as a direct entry student. How can you manage the stress? Because you need strategy. So I will speak on those strategies on how you can manage stress. You can also academic stress, work stress, and even when you'll be preparing for your project and all of that, and still maintain a good CGPA like mine. Okay, how you can make use of your 24 hours. Okay, so see you in the next video. Bye.